From Transformers Age of the Primes, it is the Autobot Targetmaster Sureshot. So yes, Sureshot was one of 6 Targetmasters that came out in Series 4 of Generation 1. 3 of those were Hot Rod Cup and Blur, so they were just minor retools of the Series 3 characters with a gun added in. However, Sureshot was accompanied by Point Blank and Crosshairs, and it's been a long time since we've gotten Sureshot, like, since 1987. But now we have this new Age of the Primes version, and I'm very excited because this finishes out our modern Targetmasters, though Crosshairs is a special case. We'll talk about him in a minute. So, as you can see, I have a cat over here. This is Stormy, and he has decided he just wants to be here for reasons. I don't know if he's really into Targetmasters, but we are going to have fun with Sureshot. Go through him bit by bit, and he just changed sides for reasons. Anyways, so this is Stormy, and if you're new to the channel, I'm Captain Kyle. Welcome aboard. If you've been watching for a while, thanks for coming back. Very cool of you. So, let's get into this. Oh, be right back. All right, so while he's not moving, I'm going to very carefully bring out the knife and cut the tape on Sureshot, and then put the knife away because I do not like having sharp blades around fuzzy kittens. Well, before I open it, I do want to show he's got a nice artwork on the front there. Shows his face, shows his vehicle mode. You can see him through the window, and you can see him in toy mode in both his forms. I have to turn it because of the light. The light! But yes, this is a very cool character, and we're going to see how he is now. So on his card, you can see he is confined there and in plastic. Suffocating the poor guy is his Targetmaster, Spoilsport. Now, it has been a long time since I have read the bios of these guys, and they don't have them on the new boxes. So I'm not sure what Spoilsport's deal is in the US comic and in the US cartoon. He was a Nebulon in the Japanese Headmasters. He was not. I don't know, but regardless, it comes with a shitty piece of paper, and Jennifer always loves it when I throw it out. So the box. Don't need that. We're gonna snip Sureshot off his card, and that was an amazingly small amount of snipping. So we're gonna put him right here in front of Stormy, so Stormy can knock it over. Can't you? I'm gonna put him right here and zoom in a little bit. How many Transformers do you know who have a cat backdrop like that? Animated, no less. Let's take Spoilsport out of his container, and he apparently has some additional accessories, which appear to be the spoilers. Well, you don't like being a backdrop? So these 2 little spoilers, which we'll put on him. And there is his Targetmaster partner, who I have to say, just looking at him, looks about the same articulation as the G1. All right, get rid of that. Get rid of the plastic shite. I say shite so my European friends will also feel very included in this instead of just saying shit all the time. All right, looking at the instructions, they are upside down. All right, I'll turn them this way. And first thing that caught my eye is the transformation for Spoilsport, which is in reverse order of what he actually is. It's showing him from gun mode into, I guess, robot or Nebulon mode. So I feel like I'm looking at a Dr. Wu instruction. Now, interestingly, it is not showing me how to put the spoilers on. I mean, I think I'm going to be able to figure it out, because I think, judging by the pictures, that they plug in right here on the back of the shoulders and come around the front like that. And the box would seem to corroborate that assessment. Very odd that they're not showing that. And let's take his Targetmaster, which, again, very small, but you just flip the gun forward and you flip this around. It's very quick, and we can put the Targetmaster in his hand. Now, also, I am noticing in the instructions, even though, again, they don't show what to do with the spoilers for whatever reason, you can plug his Targetmaster partner to his back. Now, it looks like it's showing plugging it into the hole, but that does not appear to be possible. So it looks like, that didn't sound right, looks like you actually take it and slide it down like so, so he's hanging out on his back. In case he's tired, doesn't want to walk, he can be carried on his back. So there you go. Let me bring over the Turntable of Doom, and we'll place him on there, give him a spin. He looks pretty good. I like him. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit more. So yes, looking again at his Targetmaster partner, I thought for a moment, ooh, this just came apart. Looks like it's very easy for that to pop off, so careful of that. He's got blue eyes, a black upper body, and a red lower body. And yeah, the same amount of articulation as the G1. And that's what he looks like on the back. I'm not going to do a full spin on the Turntable of Doom for that. So before we get into the transformation, which apparently there are 3,720 steps. No, there are 25 steps. I mean, some of these steps are probably very minor. But let's put his Targetmaster partner aside and look at some poseability. So the first thing, if you've been watching, you know that I like to do is see if he can do a full Jean-Claude Van Damme toes up, which he can. His knees also seem slightly backbent, so he can do it even better. Now, can he kick forward? Oh, yes, he can. Oh, ankle swivels. He's got them. They're still very generous, but they're not as overly generous as some of the ones. And I realize there's a tail in front of one of them. Yeah, so kicking forward, not a problem. Kicking back, not as high. He runs into this kibble on the back. Side kick, not a problem. He can kick to the side so high on both sides that he's basically kicking behind himself if he was to do a full split. He bends at the knee. So one thing I'm noticing, when you're bending at the knee, this joint pulls away, and I believe that's part of the transformation. So you want to make sure that the knee is fully forward before you bend it. Otherwise, you will not be able to bend it to its full extent, which is just about 90 degrees. Swiveling. Well, I'm noticing there's not a swivel near the top, and yeah, there is not a swivel. So it's very minor swiveling forward and back. So they're cheaping out on the swivels. Dang tariffs. But otherwise, other than the swiveling, which, you know, he can do some minor swiveling. Not a bad lower body capability of posing. Can he twist at the waist all the way around? Not a problem. Now his arms here can go all the way around, but you do need to be careful because when you come back, you're gonna hit the wheel. So you gotta angle it out slightly to go all the way around. So yeah, there's wheels back there. He can go off to the side without a problem. 90 degrees, he can't really go further than that. Bends at the elbow. Now he does have a swivel. Now here's the thing, because of these spoiler things, you need to kind of bend it down a little bit if you want to swivel it all the way back. So that kind of interferes with a full bent elbow swivel. His head can turn all the way around. He can spit out green goo. He can also look up. Great if he's a Decepticon or Superman, he could fly like that. And not really rocking from side to side, just, you know, he can look up, and away. And one of the spoilers just came out, so be aware that they can come out. But overall, a very posable figure with a very not posable target master. Oh, the fists. Do they twist? They do not. They appear to be attached on there, affixed on there. They don't seem to turn in or flip in or hide themselves that way, but for some reason, there is no turning. Unless, nope, not gonna break the thing. So yeah, good posing. He's, very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. All right. And just quickly going over the deco, he does have an Autobot symbol on his chest, just very yellow and orange. He could kind of blend in with the Technobots a bit, though they're not quite as yellow. They're more orange. A little bit of detailing around his waist. And you can see in the back here that his legs are attached by that little like slot joint that they use a lot, and it's a double one for his waist. So you could probably wiggle them out. Not recommending that, but if it happens, you can probably wiggle them back in, which doesn't sound very good. Shut up, Logan. All right, let's check out the vehicle mode. So according to the instructions, the first thing you do, and you don't have to take off the spoiler things, is you move the arms out to the side. Then you turn the forearms forward so that the holes are facing forward. The head apparently pulls up like so. You can then pull out the chest so he looks a little bit discombobulated there. And it looks like you move forward like this. Some of these things here are barely steps, but it looks like you pull the chest area forward so he is like that. And you can tilt this back so he's really extended. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit so you can get a better view. And then you push it forward like this. So it's actually a little bit more weird steppy-ish than I thought. Turn that around. You then push forward like that. I'm just playing it by feel here, but in order to push his head back, I think we kind of need to do that. I think they make it a little bit overly complicated. This pushes forward. His head goes back slightly, it looks like. Can push his arms back and move them up like so. So they're like that. I just push his head back a little bit more. Now coming down here, the feet push forward and pop in. You twist the legs around, I think. Fold out the wheels. These pieces attaching the wheels turn, actually they turn in this direction. Well, they turn in both directions, but you should turn it in that direction. You compress the knees like so, and I believe you pop that piece together. Take this entire front area and fold it so the arms got slightly out of place. And you want to make sure the head is in there when you fold it back. There are 2 posts in here that insert into the lower area. Shut up, Logan. You take his arms and you bend them. So he's basically, is he holding his ankles? Yes. The fists are holding the little posts on his feet. You take these wheels and you bend them in and pop them into the side of the arms. That may remove it from them holding the foot parts, so you might have to readjust. And the spoiler just came out. That's a pain in the ass. My suggestion is put the wheel in first and then plug in the fists to those posts, which they're very short, so they don't hold super well. You know, I'm finding it a little bit difficult to use these directions. I'm wondering, could I plug them into the wrong thing? No, shouldn't. Because you want to keep that flush, at the same time, have that in there, and then plug the wheels in there. So they don't seem to like to all go in at once. Shut up, Logan. Yeah, unlike McDonald's, I'm not loving it, but we will not be stopped. I think I might need to use a little more swivel on this arm. Okay, we got it assembled properly. It's just, I'm gonna say this part is a little bit of a pain in the ass to get everything lined up because it just doesn't like to stay that well. All right, so final, which is not a big shock. This folds forward, these fold around, and Stormy has returned. And there you go. And then his Targetmaster partner can plug in the top here. All right, I am looking at this and having doubts about a roll test, but we're gonna do one and hope it works. But let's put him on the Turntable of Doom, zoom on in on his vehicle mode, and he's kind of a dune buggy-ish. The thing that I don't particularly like is he seems to be like slightly bent outwards in the back, yet everything appears to be in the proper configuration. So that is a little disturbing. It's got 4 wheels, he's a vehicle. We're gonna test that out in a moment. Autobot symbol is still able to be seen on the top of him right here. Targetmaster partner, remove him, and he just has this, you know, stripe here. All right, let's give him a roll test. That sucks. I am just curious if that could have been part of the source of my woes. Is it just when I pushed on the bottom, it snapped in, but I'm not sure if that's gonna affect the roll test. Let's find out. Okay, still not the best, but that has apparently raised the front wheels so they're not even touching. So let's see if maybe I need to do some kind of adjustment. What am I, a chiropractor now? There appears to be a little gap here, so it might be that I just don't have those posts lined up properly. That might do it. All right, that eliminated the gap, but let's see if that's gonna fix it. This is generally why I don't do transformation on camera. All right, now that we've gotten everything aligned, and I'm just gonna say, it's a little bit of a pain, especially with these back areas and the cat hitting the vehicle with his tail. But he's rolling pretty well. Now I realized they did not measure him in robot mode. We're gonna put him back in there. In vehicle mode, he is about 5 inches long. Width-wise, he's about 3 1/4. His Targetmaster partner in gun mode is about 2 inches. In Nebulon robot mode, whatever, he's about 1 3/4. So there you have him. Yeah, just getting everything popped into place. It just seems a little bit of a pain, but we got there in the end. You have to make sure everything is pushed in properly. And again, shut up, Logan, for things to align properly. And I have to say that the instructions make it look a lot more complicated than it probably is. Once you transform him once, not that difficult to transform him back again, I think. So back in robot mode, he is 5 3/4 inches tall. I know he'd like to be 6 inches tall, but you know, say lovey. But again, very exciting that he finishes out the Autobot Targetmasters with point blank and crosshairs. Now crosshairs, I understand there is a pinpointer that was released separately in the Siege line. I may actually have it somewhere. I have a bunch of those little Siege Battlemasters somewhere. I just don't know for certain. And I have to go looking through some bins of toys that I haven't opened up yet. So it would be nice if they re-released or released a new version of Crosshairs with Pinpointer, but at least we have the bots, and I can probably just take another Battlemaster, as long as it's a gun, and dub him Pinpointer until I get an actual Pinpointer, which, you know. But there we go, the final guy in the set of Autobot new Targetmasters from 1987. Hot Rod Cup and Blur. I mean, sometimes you'll get versions of them that have Targetmaster partners. A lot of times you won't. Interestingly enough, Hot Rod Cup, Blur, Cyclonus, and Scourge were not made into Targetmasters in Japan. So they had the new guys, just not the old ones. Which, again, interesting. They did use a couple of the Targetmasters that were not used in Japan for Archfire and Stepper, who were, and I'm saying were, Japanese exclusive Targetmasters. Then we got Ricochet, and so Artfire is still the one that we don't, I think, have an original reissue of, but we did get later on a Generation Select. So Targetmasters are fun, though throwing your gun at somebody and then having it chained into a little guy to scratch the eyes out of your opponent. Interesting battle technique, but I think he's fun. Again, the transformation, a little bit wiggly, but I'm glad that now I have all of the Targetmasters. It's very much fun. And if you're having fun, by all means, feel free to subscribe to this channel. That would be awesome. And while you are mulling over the latest Targetmaster Autobot, which there is in the description a link to that, in case you want to get them, you can take a look at this video over here, which is actually the Targetmaster Quake, the new version versus the original G1. Targetmaster Jr. Anyways, I will see you next time. And as always, have fun and good hunting.